Hi, welcome to Bedtime Terror, the show where I watch a scary movie before bed and let you know how I think I'm going to sleep. My name is Bobby, and tonight's review is going to be on 2003's The Last Horror Movie. So there will be some spoilers. You have been warned. But The Last Horror Movie is a British low budget film about Max, who is a wedding photographer. And as far as his friends and family and colleagues know, he is also doing this experimental indie side project on his own, which really is him filming himself being a serial killer and talking about his experiences as well as showcasing them for his film work. And Max records over VHSs of a movie called The Last Horror Movie, which is what, renters would assume is a typical teen slasher, only to then discover Max's recordings and continue to watch, and that's how Max finds some of his next victims. So I actually really enjoyed this movie. Very, very quickly into it. I would say less than 5 minutes into it, we're already like getting whacked over the head, no pun intended, by the image of, him killing his first victim by taking a brick and whacking them over the head. It's somewhat jarring, especially so quickly into this film. This film isn't very long. It's only an hour and 15 minutes, but I like that because although it's short, given the subject matter, the way it's done, and the intensity of it, I feel like probably anything more than like 120, 130 pushing it would be probably somewhat gratuitous, and would just make it just more sleazy, I guess, than what it actually is. Like I said, this movie is low budgeted, but I think that actually really helps in the film's favor because it gives it more authenticity to it. It does feel somewhat real, which one of my few nitpicks about this movie is that because it's an outdated technology and the outdated concept of like going to a video rental and getting a movie. I don't even know where a video rental is if you don't include like red boxes. I guess that would be the only way to try to do it now. I don't know. And even that seems far-fetched, way too far-fetched. But yeah, I because of that, that's the one thing that like kept me from really fully indulging in this movie. Again, because of how dated the technology is now. Otherwise, it felt, somewhat real, somewhat believable. And I really like that. Like, it did kind of feel like, I don't know if anyone else out there has seen, things online of actual moments of like gore and violence, and it's kind of like, well, this is what you wanted to see, right? Like, why else did you click this? And there's moments of like that also from the lead character Max of, why else would you continue to watch if you don't want to see what's coming next? And I will say this though, he does at times, perhaps it's because of the the accent, I'm not sure, but I mean, he does come across as pretentious, which he's supposed to. But he just, he feels like British Dennis Reynolds. And like the whole time I was watching it, I was just like, oh my gosh, it's like Dennis across the pond living his serial killer fantasy that has always been like alluded to but never really like, confirmed. So, and I like to think that perhaps in an alternate universe, this is what Dennis does. Because, to be honest, I'm sure a lot of Always Sunny viewers would agree that kind of him recording himself, like saying that it's art, and like that's very Dennis Reynolds. Anyways, I digress. Um, like I was saying, I really enjoy this film. The editing is done really well. They're really good at establishing moments of tension, at as well as subverting viewers, and also suddenly, throwing them left and having something jarring and unsettling happen. It is perhaps because it's British, and I know like the censor board there is pretty, stiff. That there are definitely moments where the blood and gore could have definitely been amped up more than what was shown, but the moments of blood and gore that we do see are really effective and really intense. But yeah, we definitely have moments of violence where, there's very little blood, or moments where they could have utilized that to make it much more depraved. I hate to be that person, but yeah, no, I want to see more blood. Like, there's definitely moments where even if things were done off camera, building that tension, building the horror of the unseen, and then cutting back to Max's face, perhaps, splattered in blood, would have been, I feel, so much more effective than just, completely skipping over that. But due to British censors, I could understand why the filmmakers had to be selective on what they did showcase and what they didn't, and how. If anyone is familiar with, if any one of you guys watch extreme films, and are familiar with the movie Man Bites Dog, this is pretty much the same concept. I would just say that it's like Man Bites Dog light. It's like just a less intense, less unsettling, but yet still disturbing, still, somewhat still violent, but not as gruesome. I'll definitely say it like that. And it's still pretty unnerving. So I think this is pretty good for tier 4 of the free scary movies on YouTube tier list iceberg. Yeah, I think it's really good. Definitely more unsettling, more intense than say, like a teen slasher. This is definitely something that can, get under some viewers' nerves if you're not used to watching more grisly films. I'll say it like that. But not anything to lose sleep over if you are a regular viewer of movies like that or more. So yeah, I'm gonna give this movie, I would say, a good 4 out of 5. Like I said, if they had just gone a little bit further, me being nitpicky, just gone a little bit further with the blood and gore, I personally would have appreciated more. But I understand if they couldn't. But definitely worth viewing. Check out the link in the description below to watch it for yourself. That's completely ad-free, free to watch and enjoy. And that wraps up tier 4 of my free on YouTube scary movie iceberg. That means I'm going to be starting on the really intense stuff soon. So you've been warned, and stick around, stay tuned for that. And thanks again, guys, for watching. Please give this a like, a comment, a subscribe. Have you heard of this movie before, the last horror movie? Have you seen it? If not, what about it sounds good to you? I definitely recommend it. And, check us out on IG. Excuse me. Yeah, on IG. That is at bedtime.terror. I really appreciate you guys sticking around. And until next time, guys, sleep well.